girls, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here to do a chatty drugstore Christmas makeup look. But before I start, I need to moisturize a little bit, but I might cheat and just use my Pixi mist. I've been loving that recently. I don't think it would be drugstore because it is kind of expensive, and I don't think you can get it from like Superdrug or anywhere, but it is really good. I love the smell of it. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit for a bit. The kind of look that I want to go for is like a classic Christmas look with a red lip. I want to use the Maybelline Nudes just because I love this palette as a drugstore palette. I'm just gonna put some lip balm on really quickly. You can use any lip balm, but I'm using my Best Damn Beauty lip balm. This drugstore tutorial isn't getting off to a good start, but I'm sure we can fix it. Okay, so the foundation that I'm going to use, which I think has become my favourite drugstore foundation, is the Maybelline Fit Me. And I just love the way that it makes my skin look. It doesn't look cakey at all. As always, I'm putting this on all over my face with my damp beauty blender. You could use a Real Techniques complexion sponge, but I just prefer using my beauty blender for pretty much any look, any makeup look. Or you can use a buffing brush. I'm just going to put one layer of that on, and then I'm going to move straight onto eyes because I like to go in and fix it and see how the makeup's setting on my face when I'm doing my makeup. So the two current drugstore bases that I have is the NYX one and the Colour Tattoo by Maybelline, which is in the shade Creme de Nude. I'm not too sure what I think about the NYX one. I have used it in some videos, but it does kind of like crease in the eye, so I'm going to give this one a go because I have used this once before and I did quite like it, but I didn't leave my makeup on long enough to see whether or not if it is really good. So I'm going to open up the panel to you guys. What are your favourite drugstore bases for eyeshadows? Next, I'm going to fill my brows in. Oh, I'm having one of those days where I just can't find anything. Okay, I give up. I cannot find it anywhere. Okay, I give up. I can't find my brow Archery from Soap & Glory anywhere. So I would use that for this drugstore tutorial, but I only can find my Anastasia brow wiz. So I'm going to fill my brows in using this. So I'm just going to start filling my brows in with light strokes. And I love using my brow Archery for days where I just don't want too much of a strong brow and something just more natural. Okay, so brows are filled in, and I'm going to set them in place using my Body Shop brow and lash gel. Before I move on to eyeshadow, I'm just going to take my Kick-Ass Soap & Glory Instant Retouch powder, and I'm just going to set all of my eyelids with this. A really sweet subscriber of mine left a comment on one of my videos saying, set your eyelids first and your eyeshadow will glide on smoothly. So that's what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to go in with the eyeshadows. So what I'm going to do first is I want this look to be kind of goldy because I just feel like gold is such a festive colour. So I always like starting from my top to my bottom. So I'm going to go in with the highlighter shade first, which is this shade here. So what are your guys' plans for December? Are any of you going away? Because I know a lot of people will have quite a few holidays from work and stuff. So what are your guys' plans? I am probably just going to be spending Christmas and New Year's with family, as I always do. I want this to be quite a warm eye, so I'm going to go in with this matte brown shade right here, and I'm going to add that to the crease of my eyes. But I want to concentrate the colour on the outer corner rather than the inner corner. I feel like I love doing chatty tutorials, but sometimes I just don't know what to say, or I just don't know what to talk about because I'm so used to doing tutorials where I'm just like not talking or like listening to music in the background. Okay, so once I'm done blending all of that out, we want to make sure it's as seamless as possible. We're going to go in with the gold. The gold that I'm going to be using is this really warm gold here. I'm going to pack that on with my Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Smudger brush. And what I like to do is I like to like slide it on my eyes. I'm trying to make the gold have quite a harsh line here, so it kind of looks like a cut crease, but not too dramatic. So I'm going in with my Lash Sensational Mascara here, and I'm only going to put one layer of this on because I am going to go in with falsies. What I've been recently liking to do is I like finishing my eyes off once my lashes and stuff are on. So you'll see what we do next. We'll move on to the rest of the face. And then once we've got our lashes on, I'll finish the eyes. It's a really weird thing to do, but I just love doing that because I feel like once the lashes are on, you kind of know where to place stuff. I'm just going to add a little bit more foundation to the center of my face because I like having a little bit extra coverage there. Basically on my nose. For concealer, I'm going to be using an old favourite of mine, which is the Collection Concealer, and this is in the shade Light number 2, and it is slightly pink in tone, but we are going to go in on top of it with the Kick-Ass powder so we can sort that out, but it will help with any kind of bags under our eyes. It will help counteract those like bluey tones. And then whatever's left, I'm just putting on to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, the chin, and around my mouth and Cupid's bow. The usual spots. Then blending all that away. How many of you guys own a beauty blender? Because do you guys love it and use it all the time like me, or do you guys just find it too much of a hassle? Because I seriously feel like I cannot live without it. It has changed the way that I apply foundation, and it really helps foundation not look like cakey or anything like that, which I love. Because this is a glamorous Christmas look, I am going to go in with a cream contour, but I'm going to be using the Body Shop Darkening Shade Adjusting Drops as my contour. I get some on the back of my hand, and I tend to use a Zoeva concealer buffer for this. So I'll grab some product onto the brush and just start drawing the lines. One thing I would say is if you have a small forehead, then only contour like the slight kind of temples areas, because you don't want to be contouring your face in the areas that you don't need it. And then I am going to contour my nose slightly as well. I'm just going to blend all those out with the Zoeva Petite Stippling brush. And I'm just going to press the product into the skin and blend it out. And what I like doing with the lines around my hairline is I like pushing them kind of away into the hairline so that it blends upwards as well. And then whatever's left over, just to make sure the lines are nice and seamless. Also, have you guys noticed the top knot is back? This was like my go-to hairstyle in the summer. But recently my hair has gotten really, really long, so I'm just like resorting to this because I feel like I never can be bothered to do anything with my hair unless I'm like going anywhere nice. For the nose, I am actually just going to use my beauty blender to blend out the lines and also my fingers. So to set everything, I'm going to use the Kick-Ass Soap & Glory powder to set anywhere that we concealed and highlighted. I don't know whether they've changed the formula of this, but it's definitely a lot heavier than what I remember. So I would use a very, very light hand. But what I do like, you can even see it on camera, like it just looks like it's been airbrushed. And definitely in pictures, you will notice that it looks almost like you've blurred all these areas out, when it's literally just this. And then to set the contour lines, I'm actually going to be using an eyeshadow, which is by Makeup Revolution, and this is in the shade Mocha Love. And I love using this for kind of setting those areas because it is a really nice, cool toned brown, but you do want to be careful because it's super, super pigmented, that you only use the tiniest amount. And I like to kind of press the brush on the lid so that not too much product comes out. So just going in and setting all those. I am going to use a little bit of bronzer just to warm up my skin because I love bronzer. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Glam Bronze because I love this bronzer. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I had to stop filming because I had to look for this gorgeous highlight palette, and this is by Makeup Revolution, and I'm actually going to be using their blush palette as well. So this is Hot Spice blush palette that they have, and I'm actually going to take this shade right here, which is quite a dark kind of mauvey colour. So I'm just going to put this on to the apples of my cheeks, and these blushes are so pigmented, so do be careful when you're applying. And I'm kind of like dragging the colour up as well, so it's not just on the apples, and it blends nicely and it gives you kind of like a lifted effect. So for the highlight, I'm going in with this palette, and I'm going to take a mixture of I think all 3 colours and just put that on to the high points of my cheeks. I'm taking my Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just taking a bit of all 3 colours, and then I'm just going to apply that on to the high points of my cheeks. So just doing the same thing onto the other cheek. And then whatever's left on my brush, I'm just putting it in the usual areas that I like. So now that like the base and cheeks and all of that is done, I'm going to move back onto eyes, and I'm going to add some lashes on, and these are my Red Cherry WSP lashes. So as you can see, this eye looks very different to this eye. And I'm just going to put the next one on. That's the other lash done as well. Now I'm going to go back and finish the eyes. So what I want to do first is I want to actually make that crease a bit more prominent. So I'm going in with that same matte eyeshadow shade here, and I'm just going to be taking that on a Zoeva brow line brush, which is a really nice kind of angled brush. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to kind of like help carve that out very, very slightly, because I don't want it to be too heavy or anything. So as you can see, it's got like a really nice cut crease, but it's not anything major. It's just very subtle. And especially with these massive lashes on, it doesn't look too crazy. If anything, it just helps define your whole eye. So I'm just doing the same thing on the other eye. So once that is done, I'm just going to darken up the crease a little bit. So I'm taking this kind of really cool matte browny grey shade, and I'm just going to take that on a pencil brush and start darkening up just the outer corners. And we're going to take it on top of where we did the cut crease so that it's nice and diffused out. I'm just going to tightline my upper waterline, and in the UK we can get a hold of the Balm from Superdrug. So I'm going to use that and just tightline my upper waterline. And then now I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Nude Eyeliner on my lower waterline. And then just to smoke out the lower lash line, I'm going to take that same matte brown shade that we used on the crease, which is this one here, and I'm just going to smoke that out underneath the lower lash line with a pencil brush. And it doesn't need to be like mega neat or anything, it just needs to be nice and diffused out. And I always like to join it up with the rest of the eye. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of the Lash Sensational to my lower lashes. And this will just help even out all the eyes. So now that the eyes are complete, I am going to go in with lips, and I have 2 lip options that I'm currently liking. So I love the Maybelline Color Drama lipsticks because they are matte and they're beautiful. But then there's also this LA Girl glazed lip gloss / liquid lipstick. So I think I'm going to go matte because I love a bit of a matte lip, and it's going to last for very long for any kind of Christmas do. So I'm going to take this. This is in the shade Red Essential, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to line my lips and then fill them all in. Just to define the lips a little bit more, I am going to go in and line them. I love doing this little thing where I line them at the end because I just feel like I have more precision with it. The closest thing I have to a red liner right now is this Rimmel liner in the shade Under My Spell. So we're just going to go with it, and we're going to use this to just clean up the lines. Oh my god, my eye is watering. What is going on here? That was weird. Last but not least, I'm going to go in with a fix spray, and this is the new one by L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Fixing Mist, and I've actually used this quite a few times and I'm really impressed with it. So what you have to do, you have to shake it before you use it, and once you've shooken it around, you literally just use it like any other fixing spray, and you just... But that is it. You just got to wait for it to kind of set and dry, and what it does, it kind of helps get rid of any cakiness, and it really does help your makeup stay on longer, and it's actually quite a good drugstore one. I'm very impressed. So this, you guys, is the end of the drugstore Christmas makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I knew I definitely wanted something gold and red, but I didn't really know that I would go for this subtle cut crease eye. Now, I'm not really much of a cut crease kind of girl, but I really love the way that this turned out. It's just really, really subtle. It's nothing too harsh or too strong, and it just looks really, really nice with this lip as well. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess I will see you all in my next one. Bye!